HESI A2 Anatomy and Physiology Exam Cram. Question 1. Which option identifies the neural structure or cell most directly associated with supporting the peripheral nervous system and this function forms myelin around peripheral axons? Option A, axon terminal. Option B, Schwann cell. Option C, neuron. Option D, astrocyte. The correct answer is option B, Schwann cell. This neural structure or cell participates in supporting the peripheral nervous system. It forms myelin around peripheral axons, and it wraps one segment of one axon. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 2. Which option identifies the hormone best matching this description? It is released by the anterior pituitary, and it promotes ovarian follicle development and supports sperm production. Option A, secretin. Option B, follicle-stimulating hormone. Option C, prolactin in lactation. Option D, oxytocin in lactation. The correct answer is option B, follicle-stimulating hormone. For regulating reproductive function, this hormone promotes ovarian follicle development and supports sperm production. It can also be recognized because it is released by the anterior pituitary. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 3. Which option identifies the respiratory structure that contains 3 lobes? Option A, respiratory bronchiole. Option B, pharynx. Option C, terminal bronchiole. Option D, right lung. The correct answer is option D, right lung. This respiratory structure contains 3 lobes. It is generally shorter and wider because of neighboring abdominal and mediastinal structures. These linked features explain the role in organizing pulmonary anatomy. Stressed about your HESI A2? We can take HESI A2 for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which option identifies the pressure that changes relative to atmospheric pressure to move air? Option A, skin barrier. Option B, muscle fascicle. Option C, endochondral ossification. Option D, intrapulmonary pressure. The correct answer is option D, intrapulmonary pressure. This pressure changes relative to atmospheric pressure to move air. It falls during inhalation and rises during exhalation. These linked features explain the role in driving ventilation. Question 5. A student is reviewing a concept involved in returning lymph to blood. Which option identifies the lymphatic structure with this function, drains lymph from most of the body? Option A, thoracic duct. Option B, lymphatic vessel. Option C, right lymphatic duct. Option D, lymph node. The correct answer is option A, thoracic duct. The role tested here involves returning lymph to blood. This lymphatic structure drains lymph from most of the body. It can also be identified because it empties near the junction of the left internal jugular and subclavian veins. Question 6. Which option identifies the process with this feature? It produces many flat bones of the skull. Option A, primary active transport. Option B, appositional growth. Option C, fat-soluble vitamin absorption. Option D, intramembranous ossification. The correct answer is option D, intramembranous ossification. This process participates in building parts of the axial skeleton. It forms bone directly within connective tissue membranes, and it produces many flat bones of the skull. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 7. Which option identifies the urinary structure that filters water and small solutes from blood? Option A, renal cortex. Option B, glomerular capsule. Option C, ascending limb. Option D, glomerulus. The correct answer is option D, glomerulus. This urinary structure filters water and small solutes from blood. It is a capillary tuft supplied by an afferent arteriole. These linked features explain the role in beginning urine formation. Question 8. Which option identifies the cardiac structure with this feature? It is also the visceral layer of the serous pericardium. Option A, epicardium. Option B, coronary artery. Option C, interventricular septum. Option D, left atrium. The correct answer is option A, epicardium. This cardiac structure participates in covering the myocardium. It forms the outer layer of the heart wall, and it is also the visceral layer of the serous pericardium. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Are you looking for Get actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access GED study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get GED answer key today. Question 9. Which option identifies the process most directly associated with completing renal processing in this function, removes final tubular fluid from the body? Option A, negative feedback. Option B, glycogenesis. Option C, urine excretion. Option D, control center. The correct answer is option C, urine excretion. This process participates in completing renal processing. It removes final tubular fluid from the body, and it equals filtered amount minus reabsorbed amount plus secreted amount. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 10. A student is reviewing a concept involved in evaluating abnormal tissue swelling. Which option identifies the fluid minus balance concept with this function, results from excess fluid accumulating in interstitial spaces? Option A, extracellular fluid. Option B, plasma. Option C, edema. Option D, phosphate. The correct answer is option C, edema. The role tested here involves evaluating abnormal tissue swelling. This fluid minus balance concept results from excess fluid accumulating in interstitial spaces. It can also be identified because it may reflect altered hydrostatic pressure, proteins, permeability, or lymph flow. Question 11. A review item describes a structure that contains the primary motor cortex. Which option identifies it? Option A, primary motor cortex. Option B, frontal lobe. Option C, tooth. Option D, stretch reflex. The correct answer is option B, frontal lobe. For organizing purposeful behavior, this structure supports planning, personality, speech production, and voluntary motor control. It can also be recognized because it contains the primary motor cortex. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 12. Which option identifies the tissue or membrane best matching this description? It has a glassy matrix with fine collagen fibers, and it provides smooth support and reduces friction at joints. Option A, hyaline cartilage. Option B, simple cuboidal epithelium. Option C, transitional epithelium. Option D, adipose tissue. The correct answer is option A, hyaline cartilage. For covering articular surfaces and supporting airways, this tissue or membrane provides smooth support and reduces friction at joints. It can also be recognized because it has a glassy matrix with fine collagen fibers. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 13. Impairment of which cardiac process would most directly prevent the following function, moves blood into the pulmonary trunk and aorta? Option A, first heart sound. Option B, ventricular ejection. Option C, Frank Starling mechanism. Option D, second heart sound. The correct answer is option B, ventricular ejection. A key clue is that this cardiac process occurs when ventricular pressure exceeds arterial pressure. It also moves blood into the pulmonary trunk and aorta. That combination is central to completing the pumping phase. Question 14. Which option identifies the joint structure or movement most directly associated with classifying synovial movement in this function, permits movement in several planes including rotation? Option A, ball and socket joint. Option B, plantar flexion. Option C, supination. Option D, deduction. The correct answer is option A, ball and socket joint. This joint structure or movement participates in classifying synovial movement. It permits movement in several planes including rotation, and it is found at the shoulder and hip. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 15. Which option identifies the structure that carries an autonomic signal from a ganglion to an effector? Option A, ciliary muscle. Option B, postganglionic neuron. Option C, pons. Option D, midbrain. The correct answer is option B, postganglionic neuron. This structure carries an autonomic signal from a ganglion to an effector. It directly innervates smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, or glands. These linked features explain the role in completing an autonomic pathway. Question 16. Which option identifies the cell most important for providing cell-mediated defense because it kills infected or abnormal body cells? Option A, cytotoxic T cell. Option B, Kupffer cell. Option C, pancreatic alpha cell. Option D, dendritic cell. The correct answer is option A, cytotoxic T cell. A key clue is that this cell recognizes antigen presented with class I major histocompatibility molecules. It also kills infected or abnormal body cells. That combination is central to providing cell-mediated defense. Question 17. Which option identifies the tissue or membrane that forms the dry external covering of the body? Option A, cutaneous membrane. Option B, dense irregular connective tissue. Option C, elastic cartilage. Option D, areolar connective tissue. The correct answer is option A, cutaneous membrane. This tissue or membrane forms the dry external covering of the body. It contains keratinized epithelium attached to connective tissue. These linked features explain the role in protecting the body surface. Question 18. Impairment of which hormone would most directly prevent the following function? Supports female reproductive development and growth of the uterine lining? Option A, cortisol. Option B, adrenocorticotropic hormone. Option C, estrogen. Option D, insulin. The correct answer is option C, estrogen. A key clue is that this hormone is produced mainly by ovarian follicles before ovulation. It also supports female reproductive development and growth of the uterine lining. That combination is central to regulating the reproductive cycle. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. A learner connects the clues contains hair cells that detect sound vibration and rests on the basilar membrane within the cochlear duct. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, hypothalamus. Option B, fovea centralis. Option C, dorsal root. Option D, organ of Corti. The correct answer is option D, organ of Corti. The function described is that this structure contains hair cells that detect sound vibration. A second identifying feature is that it rests on the basilar membrane within the cochlear duct. Together, the two clues explain the role in performing auditory transduction. Question 20. A review item describes a bone that acts as a strut that holds the shoulder laterally. Which option identifies it? Option A, tarsals. Option B, pubis. Option C, clavicle. Option D, fibula. The correct answer is option C, clavicle. For forming the pectoral girdle, this bone connects the upper limb to the axial skeleton anteriorly. It can also be recognized because it acts as a strut that holds the shoulder laterally. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 21. Which option identifies the bone that provides attachment for pelvic-floor structures? Option A, radius. Option B, talus. Option C, carpals. Option D, coccyx. The correct answer is option D, coccyx. This bone provides attachment for pelvic-floor structures. It consists of small fused vertebral remnants. These linked features explain the role in forming the terminal vertebral column. Question 22. A learner connects the clues increases when kidney oxygen delivery falls and stimulates marrow production of red blood cells. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, platelet plug. Option B, erythropoietin release. Option C, coxal bone. Option D, parasagittal plane. The correct answer is option B, erythropoietin release. The function described is that this hormonal response increases when kidney oxygen delivery falls. A second identifying feature is that it stimulates marrow production of red blood cells. Together, the two clues explain the role in improving oxygen-carrying capacity. Question 23. Impairment of which reproductive structure would most directly prevent the following function? Transports an oocyte or early embryo toward the uterus? Option A, acrosome. Option B, corpus luteum. Option C, uterine tube. Option D, penis. The correct answer is option C, uterine tube. A key clue is that this reproductive structure uses cilia and smooth muscle contractions. It also transports an oocyte or early embryo toward the uterus. That combination is central to supporting fertilization and transport. Question 24. Impairment of which muscle structure or process would most directly prevent the following function? Opens ligand-gated channels at the motor end plate? Option A, acetylcholine. Option B, sarcoplasmic reticulum. Option C, sarcomere. Option D, muscle fascicle. The correct answer is option A, acetylcholine. A key clue is that this muscle structure or process is released from a somatic motor minus neuron terminal. It also opens ligand minus gated channels at the motor end plate. That combination is central to depolarizing a skeletal muscle fiber. Question 25. Impairment of which cardiac process would most directly prevent the following function represents the resistance a ventricle must overcome to eject blood? Option A, preload. Option B, systole. Option C, afterload. Option D, cardiac output. The correct answer is option C, afterload. A key clue is that this cardiac process is influenced by arterial pressure. It also represents the resistance a ventricle must overcome to eject blood. That combination is central to influencing cardiac work.